Hello, I'm David Roger, General Counsel for the Las Vegas Police Protective Association. I want to kind of give you a brief update on the FLSA overtime lawsuit that we filed against the department. At the beginning, I told you that I would keep you up to speed, and I've done that. Things move very slowly in these types of litigations, but I've received some calls recently from officers, so I figured now's the time to kind of recap where we are. So this FLSA lawsuit, the theory is that if you have to go get equipment to do your job, once you arrive at the location to pick up your equipment, you are working, which means that you have to be paid overtime for that. And so we have a couple different cases. We have special events overtime where you have to go pick up a vehicle or a camera. We also have the jail overtime where you have to go pick up the bag and take it to the hospital to watch the inmate. And so we filed a case in state court and federal court. Similar theories, but the remedies, what you can get, are a little bit different. But we filed in both. The litigation started in state court. The department decided they'd rather have the case in federal court, and so as their right, they moved the case to federal court, and that's where all our litigation is going. The department initially filed a motion to dismiss, saying that you weren't entitled to overtime. That was denied. Then they filed a motion to limit the statute of limitations, or the time frame that we could go backwards in order to capture the payment of overtime. Under federal law, the statute of limitations is 2 years, so you can go back 2 years. But if there is evidence that the department knew or should have known that they should have been paying this overtime, then we can go back 3 years. And they filed a motion to limit that time frame to 2 years. The federal court disagreed. They lost that motion, so we get to go back 3 years. At that point, the department decided to bring in a second law firm. So they have Marquis Arbach, and they brought in a second law firm to help with the case. And we started litigation and discovery. And so we had depositions and all sorts of motions to require each side to turn over evidence. The court made a preliminary finding that there was enough commonality between the allegations and the plaintiffs to preliminarily allow a class action to move forward. A class action means that everybody is entitled to be part of this lawsuit. Through this litigation, the court is now but reviewing the arguments for and against to approve a permanent class certification. And if that moves forward, then everybody who is signed up for the class would be allowed to move forward. That's where we are right now. That's where we were the last time we spoke. But let's talk about a couple of other things. If the court determines that there is not enough commonality between the individuals, that doesn't mean that the lawsuit is over. That just means that in federal court, those people who have affirmatively signed up for the lawsuit will continue as individual plaintiffs. And so we have, I think, close to 1,900 officers who have signed up for this lawsuit. Your case is not gone. We will move forward as individual plaintiffs. We just won't be at class action. So that's the federal side. That's where we are. We feel pretty comfortable with our position. Keep in mind that there's also the state court action, and that state court action is kind of in limbo pending the outcome of the federal case. And so in the state court case, it's the same issue, and the class certification is a little bit different. If the court determines in state court that there should be a class action, then everybody is involved in the case, unless they affirmatively say they don't want to be part of the case. And so those people who have been sitting on the sidelines, if we end up in state court, they'll be part of the class unless they sign a waiver saying they don't want to be part of the class. And so that's kind of where we are. You know, this isn't a new theory. Henderson pays their officers overtime to go to an event. So anytime Henderson works Allegiant Stadium, Metro and Allegiant Stadium is paying them overtime to go from Henderson to Allegiant Stadium and then back. I'm told that the state also pays the highway patrol troopers or whoever is working. I'm not entirely clear on that, but this isn't anything that is a novel concept. And so right now, we're moving through the litigation. You know, typically these types of class action lawsuits take about 7 years, and we're a couple years into it. So, you know, it's going to take a while. We have brought in a second law firm to work with us. This is a high-powered law firm here in Las Vegas that has experience as both prosecuting class action lawsuits and defending class action lawsuits. Good law firm, and you know, this is like a heavyweight battle. The department has 2 law firms. We have 2 law firms. We're moving forward. You know, there hasn't been any talk about a resolution. You know, at some point, I think the department's got to take a look at how much they're spending on attorney's fees, and you know, what their risk is by going to trial. In addition, you know, even though we're only allowed to, or we get to go back 3 years, every year that this moves forward and the department isn't paying overtime for the special events or the jail, those dates, those times, those cases move forward as well. And so we go back 3 years and then we move forward to whenever there's either a trial and a resolution or some type of settlement. So this is going to be a big check that Metro is going to have to write if they lose or they decide to resolve it, but we're in for the long haul. I hope that kind of brings you up to speed. I will continue to commit to you to keep you updated, but you know, a lot of times there isn't anything to update you on, but I recognize that you're still interested and you know, you want to be kept up to speed. So I'll continue contacting you and giving you information. And of course, if you have any legal questions or you have any legal cases you need help with, call me, email me, droger@lvppa.com. Thank you for your support and stay safe.
111, 110.